Hello and welcome to this instalment of Talkin Trim. I'm Jonathon Skinner and today we are looking at the Sunvisor units for the Jaguar MK2, the Daimler V8 250 and the Jaguar S-Type models. It's also applicable to the related cars or variant cars of those, which are the Jaguar 240 and 340 models, as well as the Daimler 2.5 V8 and the Jaguar 420 models. Now I have done some other videos detailing Sunvisors, so it is definitely worth checking those out, some of which will be linked at the end of this one. I've gone into some of the sort of original versions of them, as well as the best way of getting the rods to fit in the tubes on these aftermarket plastic ones here. But I'm doing this video because we've actually added a new version to our range and I wanted to showcase them, and that's these versions here. So just to give you a bit of a background, the Mark II, the very early cars, had this rectangular version here which actually recessed up into the roof lining. If I can get the glare off the screen there, you can see it recesses up there. We're not talking about that one. They are extremely rare, and actually, as far as I'm aware, no one actually offers a version of those in the aftermarket. If you do happen to have one of those, do get in contact. We could always pattern up for them, so that's not a problem at all. But we're talking about this version here, which is the much more commonly seen version, which is effectively a rectangle with curved corners, and it had this edge finisher going around the perimeter of it here. Now, traditionally in the aftermarket, and we've done this for years, is we've supplied moulded plastic versions like this. They're handed, they have a mirror on the passenger side. So these two units here are the left-hand drive versions with the mirror on the passenger side. And then this trimmed up version in wool cloth here is a right-hand drive set, so opposites effectively. And they have the recess in the, let me get that out there. They have the recess in there for the mirror itself. So we can offer those either untrimmed as such or trimmed up like that. It's worth noting that our headliner kit, which again we have done videos for, the headliner kit does include material to retrim your original Sunvisors, or for an extra cost we can supply them fully trimmed up as per this set here. So like I say, traditionally this is what has been offered in the aftermarket for all those cars that I've mentioned before, and they're a moulded plastic. They have the tube down the middle that allows for the rod fitment. Again, definitely worth checking out a video I've done which shows the should we say the idiosyncrasies of getting that rod to fit in the tube, so do check that out. But unfortunately these plastic ones don't really make an allowance for the original edge finisher going around the circumference of it. You can sometimes get them to work. It really does depend on the condition of your original edge finishers and how much time you want to spend on it, but basically the rule of thumb is it doesn't really allow for it, unfortunately. However, we've just recently added to our range this spec of Sunvisor here, which does allow for the edge finisher. So for complete transparency, a customer has sent us his original ones, so there is a framework inside here with the tube, as you can just about make out in there, and obviously these are his original ones here. And what we've then done is we've now got the template and patterns for the moulded millboard, which gets moulded to create the shape of it, and then we've reused the original framework and reused his edging and trimmed them up in beige wool cloth as per this here. So these particular versions haven't actually got mirrors in them, but we have made a pattern that does make an allowance for a mirror like this in them, so do be aware of that. But basically now we can offer both versions of those. We've got the sort of traditional aftermarket ones which don't allow for the edge finisher, but they are the moulded plastic, or you've got the millboard moulded versions of them here which do allow for the edge finisher on them there. Now with regard to these ones here, because the frames are no longer available and the edge trim is no longer available, you would have to reuse your original one. So you've got a couple of choices. You can either send us your units and we'll literally do them for you, so they're supplied like this, ready to go into your car, or we can supply the part made kit, which just needs a basic bit of assembly at your end to get it to fit. And again, I have done a video detailing that particular version, so do check that out. But I just wanted to showcase those because we're pretty chuffed that we've now nailed this one, and we can now offer ones that offer this edge finisher on it here. So yeah, just wanted to do a quick video on that, but I do very much encourage you to watch the other videos which detail various options for the Sunvisors for those Jaguar saloon sedan models that I mentioned before. Anyway, hope you found that useful. Please remember to like, share and subscribe. Of course, do check out my other videos, some of which are at the end of this one and others all over the YouTube channel. Remember to subscribe to get updates on any new uploads, which I'm trying to do each week. Thanks for tuning in. Obviously, if you have a restoration for your Jaguar that you need assistance with, then do get in contact with us, ideally via our website, and I look forward to hearing from you. Thanks very much. Bye-bye.